There's a very cool Call of Duty inspired zombies mod for Halo 3. It takes the level Sierra 117 and converts it into its own custom zombies map. When I first saw it on the Nexus, I assumed it would just be something simplistic, like Firefight just with Flood. But when I booted up the level and was greeted with this, I began grinning uncontrollably. That tickled the nostalgia centers of my brain. I was in for anything. You start off the game with a silenced pistol, 500 points, no idea what's going on, and then the Flood attack. Each kill nets you 50 points, and with my progress being halted by a door that costed about 1,250 points, I spent the first few rounds in the spawn room. Okay, so far so familiar. There were even chalk outlines for guns on the wall. But how far would this recreation go? I didn't need to wonder too long before a zombie dropped a power-up. I picked it up and was given a temporary missile pod. Call of Duty Zombies mode has an announcer who, well, announces power-ups that the player picks up. Insta-kill! And what Crispy Mods on the Nexus did here is clever. He took the Halo multiplayer announcer and distorted him into something more appropriate for this horror-themed mod. The mod also cleverly makes use of Halo's chapter titles as a way to count up each round. I was really enjoying myself, and by wave 6 or 7, I felt good enough to open the door and move on, because up in the sky was a blue glow, a familiar blue glow. The mystery box was here, and I needed to get to it. Suddenly, the atmosphere changed, and I was attacked by an onslaught of Flood stalkers. Normally in Halo 3, these Flood stalkers would rarely engage the player directly. They'd instead opt for retreating and finding a safe place to transform into either the offensive tank form or the suppressive ranged forms. Crispy Mods has gone out of his way to not just port the Flood into this map, but modify their AI behaviors to best serve his mod. And that is something commendable here. The sense of pacing is on point. I also have to commend the sound design. Crispy Mods makes extremely good use of music tracks and sound effects to create an oppressive and defensive atmosphere. I felt on edge while playing this, in a good way. I think what took me by surprise, more so than just the excellent production value of the mod, was the excellent sound design, which isn't always considered in fan mods. This was good stuff. Scattered around the map are perk stations that can spawn power-ups for you, such as more shields or self-revive, and near the back of the map is the mystery box. When giving it some points, it will spawn a random weapon, and if you're lucky, very lucky, it'll give you a golden sentinel beam, the wonder weapon of the map. This golden sentinel beam charges up like a Spartan laser and can tear through an entire horde. It's worth keeping in your pocket because in the later rounds, the hordes get pretty oppressive, and a lot of them have shields, so you can just quickly whip this out and give yourself a little bit of breathing room. And as a way to loop the map into a perfect circle, near the mystery box is a man cannon that'll launch you back into the spawn room. As the rounds go on, things get progressively tougher, with more flood types being thrown at you. Little floodlings can resurrect fallen zombies, and eventually, the waves get so intense that you just succumb to their numbers. I made it to like round 17, and in true zombies fashion, once I was dead, the camera cinematically flew through the map as music played, just like in World at War. This zombies map impressed me, not just because it's zombies, but because it is deliberately thought out. Music cues and AI behavior are meticulously tuned to provide a defensive gameplay experience, where you always feel like you're on the back foot. I expected something simply fine from this mod, but what I got was more than fine. It was great, with careful attention to detail, and a sense that the modder had a proper vision for this thing, and wasn't just goofing off. I enjoyed this, and I'm probably gonna play some more of it, to be honest. And before I go, if Crisp ever does watch this, I'd love for him to reach out to me so I could poke his brain. He made something genuinely cool here, and I'm gonna keep playing it.